Okay, scrappers, in this video, no gloves required, I'm going to show you how to use your computer for online auctions for scrap, how to use them to make money for resale, and just like me, I'm going to show you how to wind up with a free car. And what the websites that I'm going to show you are all websites that I've used. Other than me being a member of those sites and using them for my own profit, I have no affiliation with any of the websites, and I'm not trying to plug them for profit or anything. They're not paying me or for any of that kind of stuff. Now, all these auction sites that I want to show you, you just go on and you register. There's no funny business. There's no you have to pay for a certain amount of bids or anything like that. You go on, you register, you bid. If you bid high enough, you win. The stuff's yours. There's no funny business whatsoever for those sites. And I've used the majority of them for a good number of years. I go on there, I bid on items for scrap, and I bid on items to to take apart and resell and sell for the parts. So let's go ahead and get started with the sites. I'll show you those first, and then I'll show you how I wound up with my scrapping vehicle that I wound up for free. So hey, let's get started. Okay, this is govdeals.com. This is actually the website where I wound up buying my truck that after things were sold off of it wound up being free. And again, that's going to be govdeals.com. Hopefully that'll focus for you there. Yeah, there we go, maybe. And this site has just about anything you can imagine. Now for the scrap guys, we'll scroll down here, and under the M's, you've got metal scrap. And there's everything from water meters to just assorted scrap. And of course you can go back to any of the other web sites that are, well, not groups, I guess you could say, in this same website. And there's everything from rail equipment, hardware, janitorial equipment. Of course, there's cars, fire trucks, police cars, just everything. I mean, I bought my truck off of here, and I give $1,100 for it, and it had all the equipment on it. And I'll be showing you that truck in just a little bit and show you how I done my truck to wind up for free. So that is GovDeals. Now another government auction is governmentliquidations.com. Now government liquidations is mostly, well, it's not mostly, it's all military and government installation type equipment. And again, for the scrap guys, you can go down here and click on scrap metal, and they've got just tons and tons of no pun intended, but different types of scrap. And like all auction sites, it's really up to where you live. I mean, you don't want to buy 240 tons of brass from Missouri if you live in the Keys in Florida. It's just not going to be worth it to you to get everything shipped. And here's one of the things that I like to look at is e-scrap. And some of the e-scrap on this government liquidations, if you're close enough to it, it can really go cheap. And I think I picked up like a box of 50 laptop computers on here for like $1.12 one time. And so that's governmentliquidations.com. publicsurplus.com. Out of all the online auction sites, by far this is my favorite. It's easy to navigate. Everything, all your things is on the left hand side. Scroll down here and look at scrap. Got a lot of scrap stuff. And again, this is one that you want to make sure that you're close enough. On the right hand side of each column, it's got the state that's it in, and then you can click on it. You can click on it, and it'll show you what city it's in. We'll go back to the home page. And another easy way to look for stuff on Public Surplus is click up here on search, and you can put in your zip code and then how many miles away you're willing to travel to look at whatever item or that you pick up whatever item that you want. Now they've got cars and scrap, cameras. It's mostly government stuff, counties, cities that post stuff on here, so you can get some really good buys. I've bought several things off here for years, so that's another really good site is publicsurplus.com. PropertyRoom.com. Property Room is a pretty good mix of different things, from automobile parts to watches to jewelry, clothing. I usually stay in the vehicle category. That's got a lot of the kind of stuff that I deal with as far as scrap and parts and parting things out. It's a little harder on Property Room to snag a good buy. The way things are listed, they don't do any shipping. You have to pick everything up. Well, they do shipping on certain things. I shouldn't have said that, but it's a little bit harder on Property Room just to get a good deal. I don't know if it's because well, let me take that back. I shouldn't say get a good deal. Just about everything's a good deal, but get something super cheap like some of the other sites, for $1 a piece or something like that. So it's pretty hard to do. We'll just click on. Here's a 1993 ATV, and it's looking about 3 hours left on it. Well, almost 4 hours, and it's about $400. So if you're going to part that out or repair it or something, if it stays at that price, then that'd be a real good deal. And there's actually nobody bid on it so far, and it's in Lighthouse Point, Florida. So if you're close to Florida, or do some traveling, or if it's worth it for you to have that shipped, then that's a good item. But that's another good site to check out is PropertyRoom.com. Okay, GSAauctions.gov. I know that's not coming in exactly clear, but I guess it's hard to get it to focus on there. But GSAauctions.com. This is mostly stuff from like the Forest Service or Parks and Recreation for the United States government. And once you get registered on it, the best way that I've found, if you want to go over here and look under different categories, you can. But the way I navigate through this is I pull all the way down to the bottom to where it says Browse by Location. Click on that, and it's got your state. And of course I'm North Carolina, so I'll click on North Carolina, and that'll come up with the listings. I mean, they sell everything from complete homes to radio equipment, electronics, scrap, cars, just tons and tons of stuff. So if you're a scrapper and want to get some of the electronic stuff to scrap, then it's good. If you want to resell or part things out, GSAauctions.gov is a good place to go. And just go in there and click and just register like you do the other websites. GSAauctions.gov. Okay, our last site I'll be showing you is municibid.com. Now this is fairly new to me. Most of the stuff that I've bid on here and is usually in the Northeast. They do have a few things that wind up being listed for like Louisiana and Mississippi down in that area, but the vast majority is going to be Pennsylvania, Maryland, and northeast of that. So once you get registered, the best way to do it is go over here to Browse, click on that, and then you can pick whatever category you want to look at. And they've just like basically other sites, everything's listed in categories. And we'll go here to scrap, since most of my viewers are like me, interested in scrap. And there's light poles, and it looks like a ton of them. Ton must be my word for this video. Anyway, they're at $50, and they end in about 10 days. So, if you're close to this, somewhere in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, then that would be a good scrap investment. But there's other things on here, automobiles. The good thing about Municibid is most of the automobiles that are sold on here really go for a good price. And like here's a 2005 Chevy 4-wheel drive Blazer, a little small Blazer, and it's at $2,300 with 18 hours left on it. So Municibid is a good place to start if you're in the Northeast, or if you're in California and you see a particular vehicle on here that you want, and it was worth it to you to invest the money in it and then pay $500, $600, $800 or whatever to have it shipped by truck to California, then that would be worth it. So that's our last online auction site that we're going to show you for this video, is municibid.com. Okay, the next couple of websites deal with mostly large lots, and the first one we'll look at is liquidations.com. Now you've got you may return something to the store because it doesn't work right, or it wasn't what you wanted, or it fit. Now some stores will take that box back up and put it on the shelf. A lot of stores, for customer safety reasons, will not do that. They'll just mark it as a loss and put it on a pallet somewhere. Well, what they do is they get companies like this liquidation.com to sell off those pallets. Now this is, you can get all kinds of electronics, clothing. If you're a bigger scrapper or reseller, this is really the place to go. I've never been able to buy anything off of here because I don't have the capability of dealing with a lot of large stuff. And some of the electronics and stuff, the scrap that I deal with, this stuff is basically still working. So it's really something that I don't do, but I do look on here all the time, and I'm also registered on here. Now the second liquidation type online bidding is Liquidity Services, or Go Industry Dove Bid. This is the same type stuff. It's large quantities and bulk, but what I like about it is it's mostly industrial electronics, and air conditioner components, automotive equipment, the kind of stuff that fits in with what I do. You can go buy, just like for example this showing here is this GE Healthcare AKTA Explorer FPLC. You know what that means? Me either. But I know one thing: it's going to have gold in it, and it's going to be an electronic equipment that's going to be good for scrap. And the current bid on it is $25 for 12 of them. So, within close driving distance, that's really worth it to spend that much money on something and to go get it to break it down and scrap it out for gold. Or, if you know about these electronics and know what industry they're used in, you can part these things out, I'm sure, just like anybody. But that's two more good, legitimate online auction services for you to get equipment and or scrap to make money. This is what my truck looked like just prior to the auction. the front lights on the grill either was put on after this picture was taken, or I don't know, they're just not on there in that picture. The running boards have been replaced also. Of course, I showed you showing you the rust and stuff that's on my truck. So that's what it looked like before. This is my auction truck, and I've changed. Of course, took the lights off the front, took the big light across the top off, left the police wheels, took all the striping off of it, left the window tint on it there from when the police had the window tint from being a K9 truck. That's been left on it. Of course, being up from Ohio, it had some serious rust issues there. But you know, for zero money in it now, I'm not worried about that. And I use this to do all my scrap runs with. There's a little indention's been cut out there in the tint. That's where it had like a light on the side there. And on the inside, it's I mean, the seats are in good shape. There's not a lot of tears or rips or anything in them. I've still got to complete taking out the radios and stuff out. I've got those sold, so finished taking that out. And let's see here, what else can I say about the truck? Anyway, oops, step on the scrap pile and break my leg. I mean, it's a decent truck, and I wanted to try to show you this along with you know, dealing with the online auctions, to show you that you can really make some money in more ways than just buying items off of there for scrap. You can resell stuff. So that's my auction truck. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I wound up with my free truck. I bought it off the website that I showed you on there, one of the first ones we looked at in the video, Gov Deals. I paid $1,100 for the truck, and it had all the equipment on it. The first thing that I sold off of the truck was the big light bar across the top, and put it on Craigslist, sold it for $400. Now inside this control thing, panel or console, whatever you want to call it, it had the siren, and underneath the front bumper was the speaker, and it was a Whelen siren, and it also controlled the lights and light bar and the speaker. I sold it for $250, and on each of the front signal lights and the brake lights, had 4 of them, had these things in it, and they're called let's see if I can get it out in the sun where you can see it. Hide an LED, and they act like strobe lights. So I looked those up online, and these particular ones sell anywhere from $60 to $80 a piece. Anyway, I sold all of those for $200, and I haven't taken the radio out yet, but I do have it sold. And here in the floorboard, that mount there had a thing that came up that you put a computer on, and the I don't know if you can see those suction things there, had a camera on it. Anyway, I sold that stuff for $250, so that covered my $1,100, so I actually have no money in the truck. And so, you know, I mean, the old saying, it takes money to make money. I guess you're not going to go straight on any of those websites and find obviously a free truck. But if you look at the equipment on it and watch how it's auctioned, you can wind up with a free vehicle. Now, like I said, this one had all the didn't mean to move the camera that fast. had all the striping and all that stuff on it that I had to take off, and that brought the overall selling price down. And then it had some rust, and that brought the overall selling price down. And then in a consideration, it was a 2000 model. So anyway, that's how I wound up with a free truck. So anyway, get online, register on some of those sites, if not all of them, or just get on there and browse through it and see how close you are to some of the stuff. And it's just another way for scrappers and like-minded people that need a little extra income to make that extra income. So that's it. And again, thanks for watching, and happy scrapping.